pumped over. Sylvie, no, it'll get to the rope. The first. Just got to give a quick shout out. Met a couple of fans who've flown from Qatar. Hey, into the leg side, more like it. Mohammed Nadeem. Put down, not easy shake, and maybe actually the first air. I think in many ways they'll have more potential. You'd imagine that bowling attack is going to cause plenty of problems, whether they're placed in Sri Lanka or India, as it's a well-judged 2 by Mohammed Nadeem. But if they've got to chase 160 plus somewhere, tickled around the corner, but not quite. Now, 8 overs remain.
And Oman Nadeem 21 of 26.
With this just rolling through his bowling options, road pedal. And starts right on the money. Very different, that. And by his standards, in terms of his threat and being close to solely responsible for keeping UAE in it. A couple of heartbreaking results today for the East Asia Pacific region. Japan lost a big toss this morning. You have one way still in. They're going to have to beat the UAE and maybe beat them by a margin. As this one thuds into the pad, angling down though. It didn't break, to be honest. I think it was close as well. Swept straight to the man who doesn't quite get there. Sampal Kami went for the catch. Don't know if he got his fingers underneath the ball, but the one life Nadeem has had still. Dragged down from Bertel, not punished. Only 4 from the over. Gulshan Jah to bowl his third. Do you think we could see
Lokesh Bam bowls some off spinners?
Well, he's not going to bowl. Good call. Sliced away, very fine, and fine enough to get to the rope. And you think of his prowess with his batting, which is helped into the leg side, goes a long way up. Can Powell go back? Yes, he can. Inches, only inches inside the rope. And he says, Nadeem, he's been in the game against Namibia before losing the super over. Oh, it's another. Ramanandi is gone first ball. Gulshan Jah on a.
You miss, I hit kind of delivery.
Just the one in history for Nepal. That was the great captains imploring Sampal Kami to get closer at mid-wicket. Here we go, hat-trick ball. Not to be. Not. Should find that out in the coming weeks from the ICC. As this one goes up and away. It's a big hit. Back live with you now and goes to the googly down the leg side. It'll be a wide. Shots have skewed it down the ground. Not exactly where he wanted, but he's got so much power, Shukla, that it flew many a mile. Seen a few big sixes tonight, none bigger than that Gulshan Jah hit. Yeah, it might be a little bit of a case as well, as I really feel outstandingly again. Probably being the rare high point for Oman's batting. Conditions always are a bit different to what we've seen earlier in the day.
Pulled away behind.
Here in the commentary box, beautiful stroke, really nicely affected. And then had it been the option of a completely packed out crowd
going to the super over and Oman beating Nepal in the super.
Right as always. As Bertel gets his pull shot out.
Yeah, this shot suggests that good for the batters.
That one's square driven, continuing to fly the flag in their 40s for Oman. Edge. Ice instead, Sheikh gets lucky. This could be a really. Many might say to me, well, Lenny, why didn't you? Ball goes downtown, strikes it.
Rocket in by Shakil Ahmed. Didn't try to hit it hard, just that.
He's cut away for 4 more. That's a poor delivery.
Gave a bit of room, Kushal Patel, and cut that down to
exactly what we were hoping we would see from the Sultanate. He comes in with his little do, but with the keeper up to the stumps. He has a game plan. Driven queer. Enjoying the much slower. What was DB feeling? Thinking about going back to a T-20. Helped away into between the wickets, and their fielding has been nothing. Well,
that just waits for the ball. That was like and plays it over the infield.
4 for none. In the shape of Nadeem.
That is why he was declared the player of the match. Yeah, very good placement.
They've uncovered young bowler. Not a lot wrong with the delivery. Really. Now he comes down the track, doesn't get to the pitch.
Just bowling back up the length, seeing that Budel coming down the track.
To the middle, but good enough to get 4. Tournament continues.
That was flat back. A good diving effort.
Goes pan in the power play. Definitely belongs. The nation there in Nepal, from the Himal region, beautiful slim country from all the way out in the far west from country. What will the react for? But well, beautiful Elam.
I've seen in the social media that big.
Some of the reactions as well, that they've been all over the world. People breaking their fields with animals whilst watching the Kantapur Sufi Mahmood. As you said, he was a reserve banker. I suspect he will be. Just the 6 singles in the two sides. It would need to be 4. Confirmation occurred in, well, the least dramatic. How do you think both of these sides will go at that tee? Africa to the absolute brink. Bangladesh right to the edge. They got him. Stump is rocked back, and Oman have broken this opening part.
On the offside behind square. Giving him. He has to depart. A good Nadeem Khan. He has to depart for 24.
I think they're an awful lot of that defeat to South Africa was that they just... Oh, he's got him. And they've uncovered a gem here. Last game, doing it with the ball now. And Paudle's got to go.
By Nadeem Khan, 2 wickets in this over. But wanted to ramp that behind. He has to depart of 1. Nepal, 6.
It's been such a good tournament. It really had the importance of it. And we have our 18th and 19th qualifier. Well, it's been Nadeem Khan. He's got 4 for Amir Kaleem. He'll come in with his left of the competition. A 13th T-20. Yeah, scores of 66, 21, 28. And then continue, didn't it? They could hit the white fielding disc after.
At
right on the money this time. It's Alishan. Vishal Bertel's just got into second with this innings. Only in second we'll be eyeing up more magic and mystery. Both for Oman. Nadeem Khan going at just 4. Still no sign. And you look at the leading levels of the cheat code, particularly in Cricket World Cup League 2. Pulled powerfully. Gulshan Jah at 6.
That is what...
chipped thus far. You think without... Another over. The deal of Lamb, very difficult. He did it the benefit of that A tour. Completely. And yeah, you're spot on. That's the big... Again, another ball. He's trying 13 Nepal. And it's hurting Kushal Bertel. It's piling. Tries to go again. Gets it this time. For a big moment in the match.
Again, away from the right-hander. Diving effort.
Bertel cuts that away. One of his favourite shots in it. Race.
And cut on the offside.
He does precision back. Nepal alive in this contest.
Again, just a stamp giving himself.
Changing the field. So deep the strike. It means square leg is up in the circle. Slower ball. Much, much slower. But Bertel deals with it nicely. Gets a single. Adil Alami over already.
He just slashed it over the cover fielder.
Short ball, top edge, going to fly all the... And he's right on the money to start with. Innocuous with his bowling because he's only medium pace, but he knows his game. That's the shot. Remember, he used to play the helicopter shot back in the day. With this time around, and hope that kind of pace. Again, it's the leg cutter, but wonderful catch.
Adil Alam just...
Good dot ball. The headlines, but Mahmood's spell, no less important. Beats the outside edge. In the host's advantage, Oman will feel as though they're... Well, a single. Jah was always getting home, and it will allow Bertel to get ahead to Jatinder Singh. At the end of the 17th, can they do it? Haven't been able...
excellent, Ramanan.
He's been the only one to really read alongside him in that opening partnership, but... Popularity. Tries to, doesn't get a possible chance, particularly with Mohammed Nadeem in his eye. Big swing and a miss, what an off-cutter.
By the off-stung, just rolling his fingers towards the ball.
Rashid Riaz. This one's chipped. Okwella is our third umpire. Kent Anam right now. And that's going to make it even for the Kushal Bertel. Has been given LBW. Means Gulshan Jah just hasn't come out. Tricky position for Lokesh Bam. Did play one game. Oh, dot ball.
Yeah, he's a natural opener. But
and it's another dot ball. It's worth the risk to get Gulshan Jah on to strike the deflection. And he's going to try. Think long off. Goes back. Oh, West Indies. Here's another one. An almighty.
Get under the ball. The ball.
Maximum is massive. That's the Beaters Plus. Look at this. Monstrous. Goes and goes into the night sky. I think it's hit off the rooftop. Edged and taken. Jah is not happy with the send-off. And now there's more.
Off stump. That was yet another off-cutter. Diving to his left.
Ramanandi to bowl the final. He nails that leg stump. The first one was the captain row at Powdle. And now look.
Bowling. This was a seam up 141 for 8.
We've seen 3 brilliant fresh. They've not been at their best by any stretch. Maybe at either end, funnily, if they'd gone for this. Oh man. As Cammy goes through the offside row from long off. Very nearly brought about the... Slower ball. Yadav heaves it down the ground. And the Oman fans up above the Nepal fans don't like it. Flicked into the leg side. Mohammed raises this first innings after the collapse. Full toss, misses out in it. They're going to try. He should have. I think Yadav was wondering whether it could have been... will be run out, not Cammy. We'll have to get that corrected. Either way, it's a bit immaterial. Yadav's run out for 9.
Kushal Bertel top scoring with 18. And Nandan Yadav...
well, I think 3 standout performances and the 3 wicket takers.
And his partner, his girlfriend, Andrew Leonard here in the comment box. Good evening.
Pulled in the air, but rightly being sent out with a note of caution about their running between the...
one. Quick singles. Because of the niggle that he's...
Nicely played. They only run a single. That shows how much to... Oh, right on the money. A sing clutch. A dangerous striker of the cricket ball. Shot, isn't it? Tries to go again, but Cammy drags it 4 dot or maybe 1. That'll be a line. The problem is, I've even noticed actually the cover in the mid-wicket quick single being attempted by Jatinder Singh. Buddha Zen celebration from Sampal Cammy. He takes the catch, and then Cammy says, "That was my celebration." Well, keep your eyes here. If we stick with this replay, and hopefully we can come back peace. Cammy's got plenty of that as Nepal.
It was Gulshan Jah the fielder in that occasion.
There's Nandan Yadav bowls the second. That
I think from Nepal, the ball.
For Oman, Dilip Mendes is the head coach, the former Sri Lankan Test cricketer. They will get a very
coming down the track, hitting it inside out over and off the ball.
As that one pulls off the pad, has a wry smile on his face. I think the LBW decision. Short ball, top L goes back. Never gets.
He's just massaging his chest. Bumper by Nandan Yadav.
Amir Kaleem.
The umpire is the umpire.
Yeah, maybe a little slower ball. Great skills. Rated so highly by Stuart Law.
Yeah, he makes
his series, but his good stuff has been 15 like tigers in a pack out there. All the twos on. And he's probably bowling the best he's ever bowled. Run out chance. Direct.
zone bowling. And 5 in 5, like you said.
Pick up and the quickness of the release. Kaleem just watched. Paresha, I've never seen a better. Self said, well, I played with the guy at the GT20. Consequence, alongside those facts, that one by his standards, he'll have felt it.
From Dipender Sanghari, a wicket and
slog sweep. And again, it's because of the fielding. His best ever spell in T20 international cricket 2 days ago.
That was a good.
Yeah, it's a very difficult position for Mohammed though. And then with the player turnover, 42 at this stage, but I need you back. And he's in terms of his strike.
There's only 2 runs of this over so far. Sandeep Lamichandani mixing his tender. This time 3.
Look at that required run rate there. Go alongside it. Talk about. There's every chance, particularly with the form of Sampal Khan.
That cups for your country.
Tournament in the preliminary stages. Which you'd imagine he'll be one of the first names. Oh, Karen KC, the same. It might wish and fit in time. Can too. Now this goes hangs in the night sky for an eternity for a ball. And he's had to take an absolute handle and looking very good.
The outside edge looked so simple.
And he had a bit of a turn to the bench. A rare mistake. Flatly bowled, googly.
These
got operation the promotion. They'll stay unbeaten unless something changes. Good delivery, isn't it? 7. Arnouts now. Andrew Leonard here alongside per
loss. Today one team will definitely lose a game and one will stay.
The second innings, Mohammed Nadeem making sure his team didn't know that this in between for Nepal them after the most difficult of months last month. It's going to be an emotional journey.
They have done something special, and secondly getting qualified for.
So a great post this morning on social media in Sampal Kami. Everyone else is obviously it happened in a way that nobody would ever. That rebuild of the country and the story of them.
It is a culture now for Nepal.
Put down to deep third, but the extra bounce from Jas. You'd imagine that bowling the top. The question will be, but if they've got to
practice accordingly, do some match.
Tickled around the corner, just showing some fight, will actually be given as a leg bye.
Comes to an end for Mirza.
Nepal in the T20 World Cup, 4th since 2016, their debut. Amir Kaleem to the bit of a change in the order. Somebody's got to step up and get these runs for Oman. Who's it going to be? Singh's back in the hutch critically for Nepal. Slower ball, great skills.
Kaleem already on 2 of 2. This is turning out to be a long over from Nandan Yadav.
Has bowled a few wides. It's been maybe the one weak point of his series. But he's good. The great modern commentators alongside Michael Atherton and so many others. Every single one of these Nepal players inside and out. And he was kind and gentle commentator in the world, and you can understand why. Really added to that Unity Cup, I felt. As this one's driven, beats Irie cover, so they'll get home for the single. After the game, and he said it was a tribute to Haaland rather than Lord Buddha. Just shy of Mohamed Adil.
Every English Premier League matches, especially Chelsea.
Oh, you like Chelsea, do you? Okay. So he, obviously Erling Haaland does the Buddha celebration himself. Going to run a quick single. Adil Alam won't be able to cut that off. It was very well judged as well. Gets the chainsaw out, the Brett Lee. Bowling with good pace here. And he'll be as happy as anyone. The team have done the business. Now, Irie has a bit of a foot race with Lokesh Bam, but Bam is always going to win it. And his fielding and his bowling, okay, he hasn't got the weight of runs I think he would have liked. Those missiles that he has made. And he's probably bowling the best he's ever bowled. Run out chance, direct it! It's 5 and 5! No one's ever done it before and only to Pendra. I've never seen a better fielder. We had a bit of talk about this with Ian Bishop and Carlos Brathwaite, didn't we, during the Unity Cup? Brathwaite himself said, well, I played with the guy at the GT20. Lenny, being honest, I laughed at you when you said it 2 years ago at the qualifier. But then when I saw it up close and personal, it's the speed and the dexterity allied alongside those fast twitch fibre muscles that he has. That one, by his standards, he'll have felt as though it was easy. But it was... Slog sweep. Goes into the leg side, just a single. Well, as he has a change of ends from where he's bowled throughout the tournament. Powdell slightly fumbles, but it doesn't cost the single. Amachani, who didn't play any of the 3 games against the West Indies, bounced back with a bang.
That was a googly ball by Sandeep Lamichhane. Comes after the power play, 7th over.
I mean, very happy to be doing so. And then with the player turnover, doing it particularly quickly in terms of his strike rate. So as a consequence, dot balls here are going to
right-hander. This time around, quicker one again.
Gulshan Jah does well. Saves 2 runs in the deep, but a good arm to go alongside it. Talk about legacy, Mohamed Nadeem's importance for Oman in international cricket. That would be an incredible achievement, wouldn't it, for Sampal Kami? Team with all the legends, Basanta Regmi, Paras Kadka. Shakti Gauchan, of course, Indian Sri Lanka. Obviously he's got to stay fit, which you'd imagine he'll be one of the first names in the squad if Nepal, all going well, get placed down in India or Sri Lanka, wherever they go. Karen Casey, would imagine it might be a pretty similar. You think someone like a Bashir Ahmed might be able to state his case, put a bit of pressure on Akushal Malla?
Yeah, it all depends, because Bashir Ahmed also bowls left-arm orthodox, bats left-handed.
Wish Bibek Yadav well in his recovery is a good shout, absolutely. Young Rashid Khan too. Now this goes miles up. It's going to take a lot of catching, this one. It hangs in the night sky for an eternity. But Arif Sheikh, the sub-fielder, a bit of a turn to the bench, and he goes, that's why. Make an impact. Bishta's got to get
the ball nicely. He can hit the big ball at number 6.
30 not out, and once at number 9. Slip in place.
So a very good fielder.
Nadeem just can't get anything going, can he? 5 off 12. Required. Irie again. Oh, he slips and he fumbles. It might have been 6 and 5. Look at the reaction from Asif. Everyone's human. Everyone's fallible. A rare mistake. As that one so nearly kisses the off and have an innings. It's kind of been one-off performances rather than really consistent run accumulation as Gulshan Jah comes in for his first bowl of the night. We might see slight break in play. Umpires just preparing for the drinks break at the end of this over. A couple of signals going on as such. Irie again. Oh, near direct hit. I think he might have been home this time. Really close though, Paresh. Got him. Kisses the top of off and he wheels away in celebration. The promotion up tonight, and they're in a very strong position style. But Vinayak Shukla's had a good tournament. He comes to the crease at number 7. Irie hairs in again. Wild.
Both are without a loss. Today one team will definitely lose a game.
Mix up. Al could and should have got, particularly after that opening partnership between Bertel and Asif Sheikh. But they've dominated the second innings. Mohamed Nadeem just can't get anything. And they've got an awful lot to do. 109 runs required and just 10 overs to get there. Nadeem is in, but he's not really making much threat. Hasn't found a boundary yet. and all in between. For Nepal, we're lost. And the heroes now on the cricket field paying tribute to them. It's going to be an emotional journey, Paresh, isn't it?
Series against West Indies, and secondly, getting qualified for the back-to-back T20 World Cups.
NKC and Sampal Kami. Everyone else is a product of that generation that demanded change back home, and part of that rebuild of the country. And the story of them journeying to India is about into the leg side, more like it. Mohammed Nadeem. Put down, not easy shake, and maybe actually the first. I think in many ways they'll have more potential. You'd imagine that bowling attack is going to cause plenty of problems, whether they're placed in Sri Lanka or India, as it's a well-judged 2 by Mohammed Nadeem. But if they've got to chase 160 plus somewhere, tickled around the corner, but not quite. Yeah, 8 overs remain.
And Mohammed Nadeem, 21 of 26.
With this just rolling through his bowling options, road pedal. Starts right on the money. Very different, that. By his standards, in terms of his threat and being close to solely responsible for keeping UAE in it. A couple of heartbreaking results today for the East Asia Pacific region. Japan lost a big toss this morning. You have one way still in. They're going to have to beat the UAE and maybe beat them by a margin. As this one thuds into the pad, angling down though. It did break, to be honest. I think it was close as well. Swept straight to the man who doesn't quite get there. Sampal Kami went for the catch. Don't know if he got his fingers underneath the ball, but the one life Nadeem has had still. Drag down from Bertel, not punished. Only 4 from the over. Gulshan Jah to bowl his 3rd. Do you think we could see
Lokesh Bam bowls some off spinners?
Well, he's not going to bowl. Good call. Sliced away, very fine, and fine enough to get to the row. 8. And you think of his prowess with his batting, which is helped into the leg side, goes a long way up. Can Powell go back? Yes, he can. Inches, only inches inside the rope. And he says, Nadeem, he's been in the game against Namibia before losing the super over. Oh, it's another. Ramanandi is gone first ball. Gulshan Jah on a.
You miss, I hit kind of delivery.
Just the one in history for Nepal. That was the great captains imploring Sampal Kami to get closer at mid-wicket. Here we go, hat-trick ball. Not to be. Should find that out in the coming weeks from the ICC. As this one goes up and away. It's a big hit. Back live with you now, and goes to the googly down the leg side. It'll be a wide. Shots have skewed it down the ground. Not exactly where he wanted, but he's got so much power, Shukla, that it flew many a mile. Seen a few big 6s tonight, none bigger than that Gulshan Jah hit. Yeah, it might be a little bit of a case as well, as I really feels outstandingly again. Probably being the rare high point for Oman's batting. Here's that one missed. He's got to 17 tonight. Probably won't be enough to. What a stop. Well, what a stop again. It's that man once more. Dipendra Singh Airi for a 4th wicket. Wasn't a hat-trick a little while ago. Pitches outside leg, a long way outside leg. So that
back 6s, getting the momentum into the team. Good ball.
Run outs in those 5 matches. This is driven very elegantly by Sufyan Mahmood, who we haven't even mentioned yet. Gets Mahmood after that boundary. Bit of spice out there, despite Nepal coasting. I think he wants a bit of revenge. Not going to get it in this spell as Mahmood gets a single to get down the non-striker's end.
6 was the biggest one.
Yeah, they were crucial. Slower ball, pumped down the ground. That's going to go for 6. Nearly comes up into our. Also, the cameraman up on top. Is that everyone? Or thanks to them for bringing these pictures around the world. Nandan Yadav comes into the attack. He'll bowl his final 2 here, you'd imagine. That elite Australian winning mentality. I think that's alongside Airi and Jah.
Most of the Gary True Lenny. They have been a much better today.
Extraordinary, a staggering comeback. But I suppose that's a great sign, isn't it? That's a sign that the team has gears, and Dipendra Singh Airi was very good that evening too. I think the addition of Nandan Yadav, remember he wasn't in that T20 World Cup squad.
His job with a run out.
Does it again and again. The impact he's had in the field. As this one's picked up a long way. Oh, that's an almighty strike. As Vinayak... Cammy will go round the wicket now. What can Shukla do? Can he give us a late rattle here? Can he get Oman into some kind of a position? Singles aren't going to help. It's been a case straight the ball. Flicked away for single. Yeah, you'd like to see Shukla.
The last run he scored.
Tries to go downtown, doesn't get it. And it's going to be the end of Shukla. Gulshan Jha will take the catch. And now Sampal Khan qualification in real style.
Angling the ball away from the right-hander. Easy catch after a good catch.
And he'd love a third next to his name, and a fourth if he could. Heaved away and a diving stop attempted but not affected. Ball's left. Hit straight towards a deep mid-wicket and taken. Kushal Bertel with his trademark kiss of the ball. Nandan Yadav's got
for the World Cup, and even Oman. They played very good cricket throughout. Shakil Ahmed
will celebrate in unison, all together, in unity. And wouldn't they like to bowl Oman to answer? And however these final few balls go, could all still stay out. Maybe it ended up being a reasonably good toss to win. And deciding that's the power of sport, the beauty of sport, and our great game cricket. As Yadav finishes with a slower ball, but it's basically as this one's clubbed away into the offside. Good diving stop, we'll keep it to it. Inside edge, that could have gone anywhere. Mala will chase after it. Shakil Ahmed fancies a second, does just enough to get back. Been great to be with you. Zairi is helped away over the offside. Won't quite get to the boundary as Bertel does the field pitch side. It will be in your hands, my friend. I will see you again.
Full toss, heaved away on the leg side. There is a protection. Rohit Paudel, the captain, doing the... And now they realize that they have qualified for the World Cup, but they had qualified for the World Cup before the game started today. Both Oman and Nepal qualifies for the T20 World Cup next year in India and Sri Lanka. Nepal winning the game by 38 runs, a big margin. Nepal is going to lead the table right on the top. Oman is going to go in the second position, whereas UAE are in the third with 4 points. Handshakes all around, good sportsmanship spirit shown by all the players. A dominating victory for Nepal. Very well led by the captain Rohit Paudel. He marshalled his troops very well throughout the number of games that they played in this tournament. And Oman as well qualified for the World Cup next year. They still have a game to play, Oman. And Nepal, they have last game on the 17th at night, playing against Samoa. And you can look at the top tier, the Omani flag waving around. They are also pleased that Oman has qualified for the World Cup along with